now. Outdoor Hospitality Industry
The
Trade
OHI,
Show,
yeah.
OHI. This is the expo hall. Here we go. That's it. That's all that matters. And we're at below the stairway that goes nowhere, which is or it could go anywhere you want it to go.
Anywhere you want.
The stairway that goes anywhere you want it to go with your vision. I'm here with Adam Lendi. Turn your card around so they can remember your name.
It's like the butter side toast. It's always down, yeah.
That is so funny and so true. A Beyonder. And I have 3 questions for you. First,
ready.
everybody's going to look you up and come to you. But question number 1 is, to you, what is hospitality? How would you define hospitality?
Hospitality is the permission to serve, and it's a permissive environment. So someone comes to you and you're earning the right to provide them with service and to meet their needs where their expectations are.
I love it. So I'm now officially calling this 3 questions, okay? We're making this up as we go along.
I love it.
The stair that goes wherever you want it to go in a moment. Okay, question 2. How would you describe experiential outdoor hospitality? What is that?
Experiential outdoor hospitality, that would be providing more than just a basic accommodation. It's actually providing someone, and I like to use this analogy. When at our properties, I want someone to roll in on Friday night and not touch their ignition switch again until Sunday when they're leaving to head back to reality. So giving them everything they need to satisfy their trip away. So, covering obviously their basic needs, the stay, the food, but also giving them all the experiences and the memories they're going to be looking for. Because realistically, we're in the memory business. So helping them create those and solidify those things so they'll schedule that same date next year to come back again.
And we call that a return guest, everyone. I know I'm not on camera, but that's what it's all about, right? And that was my 3rd question, is how do you implement experiential outdoor hospitality? And you just answered that. Is there anything else you would say
I'll
about
add on
that?
to it. Yeah,
okay, perfect. Great.
Well, and this is one thing I look at is you can go, a great example of a consistent experience would be McDonald's, right? You can go to McDonald's anywhere in the country and you're going to have maybe not the most extravagant, but an experience that meets your expectations.
Right.
And so at our core, we like to provide that base expectation, but we want to go a step beyond that, of course. We've got a target market, which for us is young families.
Right.
So we're looking to provide something for the littles, and then of course, mom and dad who are working, and also give them the basic needs they have, but then taking it a step beyond that. And this is the Beyonder advantage of it, is we're giving it local flair at every one of our properties. So we're finding what makes sense in that community, what the draw is, what the attraction is, and getting in front of those needs. So, partnering with local businesses and bringing in other services and products that fit that community, not trying to cram a national model down on every single property.
Love that.
For what they're gonna want to do in there. We have some properties that fishing is a big thing, and some properties where nobody wants to fish. So, you can't expect that to be everything.
Yeah, you're great. You totally get it. So just curious, how do you feel about food and beverage on your properties? Like, is that a big thing? Is that kind of a side thought, or
so
just
that's getting
what's your
into one of my
approach
favorite
to
things
that?
about
Oh,
outdoor
really?
hospitality
Okay,
is
great.
the ancillary revenue.
Yes.
options. Aside from the basic, stay income, is your ability to make more money in other places. Food and beverage is a great opportunity for that. Every one of our properties has some level of it. It can be as simple as a concession stand in addition to retail food, but a concession stand that serves soft serve ice cream and some other foods, all the way up to full scale restaurants. We've got bars and grills on our properties. They're complex. It is a different business model. You have to be prepared for that. It's not just putting tables and chairs and a kitchen in. It's a whole other layer of management. So it's something somebody has to be prepared for if they're an owner looking to get into that space. But I've heard some owners say it's a necessary evil. I think it's a necessary advantage. It's something that, again, going back to keeping them on the property, keeping them engaged at your property, giving them that experience. It's part of the service level.
Yeah, it's so important. It can be a complete game changer.
It can be.
If done well. It can also be a game changer if done poorly.
It can be the biggest headache you have.
Yeah. I love your attitude, and I think all this trickles down. So we were speaking earlier about taking care of the people that work your team.
Yep.
How do you feel about culture and your team members?
It starts from the top and it goes down, and it's something that actually I had an aha on this week here at OHCE. Even we are really big on the culture we built. We started our company in 2020. We built a remote team just on our acquisition side of the company, and so we really had to create a lot of systems to keep the people who are in other states engaged on a day-to-day basis. And then as we built a remote management model where we've got managers in different states all over the place, we had to implement those same systems to keep them engaged. So giving them all the same things they would have in an office, which really down to us comes to structured meetings, structured calls, times for them to get on and deal with strategic needs that they might have. But the aha I had is that we haven't actually always been pushing our managers to do that on their local team levels. So that's something new that we're implementing coming out of this week is actually creating those same resources for their team members to be able to express needs, bring up tactical concerns they have, get their needs addressed, and really get the culture pushed down from the top.
Yeah, I absolutely love that this matters so much to you, and that you are always looking to grow, like that you just found a new way to implement this, because that's everything, especially in hospitality, right?
Right.
So since you know everything,
I didn't claim that.
No, you really do. Like you seem to have such a heart for this, right? How did you wind up here?
I took the natural path most people did, right? Which I came out of law enforcement and it got into real estate and then ended up here. No, it was definitely a lot of different things. I was in law enforcement a long time, so I did have I had an interest in serving, and that's where that began. I got into real estate as a broker coming out of that, and similar need. I love working with people, my friends and family, helping them out. And this was just pivoting into more of a passion project. My partner Justin and I, both camping families. We were actually on a camping trip when we designed this company. We were sitting around on a houseboat on Lake Powell, talking about where the next move was, and that's when this idea was spawned. So it's really fusing a lot of different things that we love into one, which was we love real estate. We love the opportunity that comes from that. An exciting industry that really aligns with our passions, and the ability to create great memories with our friends. I mean, we love to go visit our own properties. That was actually one of the most exciting things. That we could
so much.
We could take our families out. My kids, when they go onto one of our properties, they're working in the store. They go pick up jobs for the week while they're there. So
it's really good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's quality of life, and you're influencing your kids, and so I would say you're in hospitality enforcement now.
Yes.
Instead of outdoor hospitality enforcement. We will.
Fortunately, there's not too much enforcement.
All you're enforcing is like a great time, a wonderful experience, and rejuvenation. Rejuvenation. So, are you familiar with the term dispersed hotel? Have you heard of that?
I don't know if I've heard that term, but I can make a guess on what that would be.
Okay.
Maybe more.
That'll be fun.
More like a glamping resort could fit in that realm, possibly?
For sure.
Okay.
Like just thinking, cabins, right?
Yeah.
It's like take all the beautiful rooms of a hotel and cut them into, not boxes, hopefully, but individual units where you have some privacy and you have a little experience around your cabin or whatever. So I was just curious. That's all the terminology is kind of bouncing around, and trends come. Even the word glamping. Some people love it, some people hate it. What's your take on that?
So glamping, it's. I see the model for glamping. It's something that doesn't fit with our core business. We actually have experimented with integrating glamping with RV, but what we came to find, of course, is that the glamping people, they don't want to be anywhere near the RV.
Right.
They want to be as far from it as they can get. So, we found that through some trial and error, that when you put them in an RV park, and even if you put them off in a nice street area, it's not the experience they're going for. They're looking for a different experience.
Right.
So it's not something that's fit with what we've done to this date. I think it's a really neat thing. It's certainly getting a lot of traction. We'll see. We're looking at a couple properties right now that could have a good potential for that, to at least create a geographically separated area for it.
Right.
So I think it's definitely something that could come in the future. But the dispersed hotel idea, like I said, which I think fits sort of in that box.
Yes, for sure.
It's just a different experience, and we'll see where it goes.
Right, it's a different one. Okay, well, this has been delightful. I said 2 minutes, but you were so fun to talk with,
Absolutely.
and so do you want to just quick elevator pitch for more about Beyonder and where can people find you?
Absolutely. Well, the best way to find us, we've got two sides that we focus on. For anybody who is interested in outdoor hospitality, wants to get in, doesn't have the time to do it, we work with investors all the time who want to own a piece of our project. Like I said, I always like to say, invest where you play. Really, our investors actually get to go use and see their investments that they invest in. That's one of the things that draws us in about it. The other side, of course, is we're buying and managing campgrounds. So for the campground owner who's looking to get out and get on to their next adventure, we're here to help them get out. We've got a great tool that we're actually debuting at the show this year, the Beyonder Cares system, which is for a campground owner to take a questionnaire and get back a health report on their property. It's just like when you go to...
That's great.
It's like when you go to the auto shop to get your oil changed and they give you the report with all the red, yellow, green. We're telling you where you're doing well, where you can improve, and giving you tips on how to get there. So
wonderful.
Absolutely.
I love that. We do that through Expitality in kind of a different way.
Yes.
And I think people aren't being creative about that. So I didn't know you were doing that, and I absolutely love it. We'll have to talk more about that.
BeyonderCamp.com/go is where campground owners go for that.
Okay, thank you. This has just been delightful. Thanks so much.